Hello, guys. As usual, stay home, stay safe, and do Excel chemistry. Don't forget that, okay? So, today we're gonna talk about another chapter that is related with the earlier chapter that we have studied, that is hydrogen and its compounds. Simple chapter in the inorganic chemistry again, as far as the first year is concerned, and at the same time important chapter. You cannot miss out any question from this chapter because it's very easy and scoring. Okay, so that's why pay attention, and the points that you have to learn and memorize it. Inorganic is all about memorizing. Okay, the beauty of chemistry is this: there are three sections of chemistry: physical, organic, and inorganic. Okay, physical deals with is a such kind of chemistry where you who is capable of doing good mathematics, or who is very much good at mathematics, can opt for physical. They do well. But those who are unable to do good at mathematics, they might be good at, generally this is for bio students or neat aspirants, they are very good at remembering, so that is for inorganic. Okay, so if you're good at mathematics, mostly prefer for physical, and if you are good at remembrance, prefer for inorganic. Third one, that is organic, is logical and reasoning. Okay, excuse me. So you have a good reason or logic, like from where the reaction will start, what is the reagent, what is the reactant, what should have happened in this place and in that place at this condition and all. So there is a logic, proper logic in it. Okay, so anyhow, we are talking about inorganic. So in this inorganic, so we are discussing about hydrogen and its compounds, a very simple chapter and important chapter. Okay, you cannot miss out any question from this. All right, so first, so to begin with, hydrogen, we all know, like, who discovered this hydrogen and what is exactly the challenges that we have even till today, that will be unfolding later on. First, the first one, discovered by, can anyone guess? Anyone? Anytime you might have heard about this. His name is Henry, oh I'm sorry, Cavendish, in the year 1766. Okay, so hydrogen was discovered by Henry Cavendish. Okay, so he has performed a reaction on acids on metals, and what he has come out with a gas or fumes coming out, and then he observed that gas is literal, the gas is inflammable, or he named it as inflammable air. Whatever the fumes that are coming out, that are not like, they are not combustible, or they I'm sorry, not combustible, they are, what I can say is, he named it as inflammable air. Okay, and the third one that you need to know is, even though he has discovered the hydrogen, the name is not given by Henry, the name was given by Lavoisier. Very familiar name. Okay, he gave the name hydrogen. Okay, what is this hydrogen meaning? Hydrogen meaning water maker. Water maker. In Greek, hydra or hydra meaning water, and gen or genus, gen meaning maker. So with these two words, the word hydrogen is made. Okay, hydrogen, water maker. So in fact, no doubt we know why it is called as water maker. It can prepare, or we see that water is definitely consisting of hydrogen. All right, so these are the some points that you must be, and apart from this, there is one more point that you must know, that this hydrogen, that is it can be present in both combined as well as free state. Present in combined form, like water and all, hydrochloric acid and all, and free state also, like hydrogen gas. Free state, but free state is very much less amounts, and you all know, like sun's atmosphere, Where do you find hydrogen mostly? It is in sun's atmosphere, which contains 90% of hydrogen. Okay, composition of hydrogen, composition of sun is what? Basically hydrogen and helium. Okay, because of this hydrogen and helium, there is a continuous emission, or the bombardment of hydrogen and helium atoms among themselves releases huge amounts of energy, and that's why the sun, it's very bright because of the constant collisions that are happening and huge amounts of energy that is released. Okay, so on a whole, this is some basic information that you must be knowing. Not much necessary, only thing you have to remember the name and the scientist who and the name was given. Okay, fine. So apart from this, let's talk about something important. Since it is there in the textbook, I have to pick it up. Never asked any question from that. Only thing is you need to know the names of the scientists. Fine. So now let's start our discussion on the hydrogen, position of hydrogen. See, position of hydrogen, even till today we have this issue of justifying its position, because its position matches with two groups, and I hope you know what are those two groups. What are those two groups? We might have discussed already. We have discussed, not might, we have discussed it already. That is, first group, it is similar with the first group in many ways, and is also similar with the 17th group in many ways. Okay, what are all the properties that really matches with the first group? Let's see that. So I'll put it like this. Okay, the first point is about EC. The second point is about let's say EP. What is EC, EP? I think you might be guessing. You can guess the words. RXN. And lastly, I'll classify it like this as RA. By this time, I hope most of you, 70% might have guessed what could be the words I'm going to discuss with. First, EC. If you have really guessed what could be the meaning of EC, EP, OS, RXN and R before my telling, very good, and I wish you can throw the comment the name whatever you have guessed, and even if it is correct or wrong, doesn't matter, it's just a matter of fun. EC stands for electronic configuration. So how the position of hydrogen favors the first group, and how does it favor for 17th group, we are going to discussing. So number one, why it is treated, or first group elements, is its electronic configuration. We know that hydrogen's electronic configuration is 1s1, just like the first group elements. You take lithium, sodium, the configuration is what? 1s2, 2s1, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, so on and on. So hydrogen's configuration is matching the valence configuration 1s1, 2s1, 3s1. So because of this similar electronic configuration, they claim it to be as first group elements. That is one reason. Then second reason, electropositive. Okay, we know that all the metals like lithium, sodium and any other metals that you take, potassium, okay, and on and on. So when you take about these elements, these metals, they are more electropositive. What do you mean by electropositive? They lose out one electron and become positively charged. Yes or no? So same way, hydrogen loses one electron, and becomes H plus, just like Li plus, Na plus, K plus, all of them plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so this is another reason like why it can be placed. Okay, hydrogen lose one electron. Third one, OS. What could be OS? Oxidation state or oxidation number. All of them, they, like lithium, sodium, potassium, they have plus 1 oxidation number or oxidation state. Okay, hydrogen is also plus 1 oxidation state, and lithium, sodium, potassium also having plus 1 oxidation state. Reaction, how they react with metals, with the non-metals. Reaction with non-metals. For example, if I take let's say Sodium can react with chlorine, non-metal, and form NaCl. Similarly, magnesium, or I'm talking about first group, no. So potassium can react with chlorine and form KCl. Similarly, we also find hydrogen plus chlorine react with form HCl. So on a whole, we find that reactivity with halogens, with non-metals, is similar to the sodium, potassium, lithium, guys. So that's why, that is another reason that reaction with non-metals is same, matching with the first group elements. And the next one, that is, this is a reducing agent. Reducing agent, already we have discussed, like hydrogen loses out one electron and becomes H plus plus one electron. Okay, so hydrogen losing one electron, any substance which loses an electron is undergoing oxidation and becomes or behaves like reducing agent. Okay, always remember this. Those who have attended the doubt session, I think before my writing you might have given the answer already. Why we are calling as reducing agent? Because itself is undergoing oxidation and helps in reduction, so reducing agent. Just like sodium, potassium and other metals of first group, hydrogen also behaves the same. Okay, so these are the reasons that supports why hydrogen has to be a first group element. There are also some reasons why hydrogen has to be 17th group. In that also, let's look out the points. I'll have same 5 points, but just to make a relative or comparative study, I'm doing it like this so that you can remember the points. First one is EC, second one is EP, no, opposite, EN. Okay, then oxidation state, so here also oxidation state, fine. Reaction with non, itself behaves as non-metal, in fact. Okay, how we'll talk about that. And lastly, the diatomic nature. There is diatomic nature, and apart from this, I'll put one more point, that is ionization energy. Okay, so these are the points that supports that hydrogen to be a 17th group element. First, electronic configuration. When you talk about electronic configuration, that is like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, you take anyone. Fluorine, 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 5. So this 5, so its tendency is to gain one electron, become noble gas. Yes or no? And chlorine also same thing, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p, 5. So what I can say is accepts one electron to get noble gas configuration. Noble gas configuration. You can also find similarly hydrogen. Hydrogen can also accept one electron, okay, and become helium's configuration. Okay, alright. So this is very much supporting why it should be a 17th group. Fine. Second, electronegativity. When you talk about electronegativity, we have seen that fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, all of them are highly electronegative, and hydrogen also has similar electronegative value, like halogen. Okay, so that is another point. Oxidation state. We know that oxidation state in hydrides, hydrogen exhibits -1 oxidation state, just like halogens. What is the meaning? Meaning, like for example, if I take sodium chloride, NaCl, what is the oxidation state of chlorine here? -1. Similarly, if I take sodium hydride, okay, hydrogen's oxidation state is also -1. Okay, so this is another matching with the halogen. Non-metal. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, all of them, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, they are all what? Non-metals. Non-metals. And hydrogen is also a non-metal. It's not a metal. So this is another property that is matching. And diatomic, yes, obviously. How does fluorine exist? F2. Chlorine exists, Cl2, Br2, I2. Similarly, hydrogen exists as what? H2. Similarly, okay, fine. Lastly, ionization energy, all of them, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, okay, they have dash ionization energy values. What is ionization energy? The amount of energy required to remove an electron from an isolated gaseous atom, right? I hope you remember it. Same thing. So when you talk about metals, their ionization energy is dash less. Yes or no? As you from left to right. Again, get back to the thing. If you have any doubt, see the previous lecture of ionization energy and you will be cleared. So metals, like these metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, they have lesser ionization energy, but hydrogen has relatively high ionization energy, okay, just like halides. On a whole, because of these reasons it claims to be as first group, and because of these reasons it claims to be as 17th group. So there is a tipsy topsy, or you can say like this or this. And now some scientist, I forgot his name, who says like let that be as a separate group itself, okay. So simple point, okay, he says like let it be a separate fellow. And that's why you can find like hydrogen in some periodic tables representation, you will find it at the center, top center. And you in normal periodic tables that you see, you find at left top with a different color, okay, stating that it is not fixed as first group elements, okay. So even till today we have this question mark of position of hydrogen, how it can be justified to be as this or this. Definitely conclusion has to be made like either this or this, it cannot be accepted as both, okay. All right, maybe in the day's time we'll find some answer. So knowing about this, now let's move to the, I'll write the number so that I don't miss it. Now let's move to the properties, okay. So not properties, preparations first. So the way you study the chapter is always like this. In the inorganic as well as organic, you study about the preparations, some basic information first, and then you study about its preparation, then properties. In properties, physical properties, and then chemical properties. And you have any special compounds, then you'll have a detailed study on that special compounds. Same here also we are going to do the same, okay. So now let's talk about the preparations. Preparations of, or preparation methods of hydrogen gas, okay. So I'll try to put as simple as possible, okay. There are many reactions, and since we are beginning the inorganic, no, I want, or I wish you guys to have a simple study, okay, so that you can memorize. I cannot ask you to memorize all the reactions, okay. There are many number, or you can say some hundreds and hundreds of reactions, and I cannot or what I can say is force you to remember all the reactions, but you have to for the exam point of view. So how best we are able to simplify and memorizing, that's important, okay. So I'll put it like this. Preparations, the first one, I'll write like this. The first method of preparations is by water. What are all the reactions that are involved with water, we'll see, okay. And leaving space out here, and the second one I'll deal is with metals. So preparation of hydrogen from water, there are many methods. Now let me put like this. The first one, that is electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water, in fact acidified water or alkali water, basic water, acidified water or basic medium. What you do is very simple. Electrolysis, You have a container in which water is taken. You'll study about this in detail when you come to 12th standard as electrochemistry. Okay, as if now, just as information, a container with water, and you put two rods in it which are acting like a electrodes, and these electrodes are connected to a battery. Okay, so one acts like, this one is a positive rod, this is a negative rod. Okay, so this is my anode and this is my cathode. Fine. So anode and cathode, and this water is filled with H2O plus a bit of acid like HCl or H2SO4 or base NaOH. Why? Pure water, we have studied in our lower classes that pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. So if you just use water, there is no current flowing. So if you add some salt or acid or base, then only the current will pass through, and we will find like the water breaks down as H plus and OH minus ions. So H plus ions gets attracted towards the negatively charged rod, that is cathode, and OH minus no, they get attracted towards the anode. So at anode, OH minus loses the electrons, and then it forms the electrons lost will be accepted by H plus, and this H plus gains the electron, become hydrogen. Two such H plus accepts two electrons and becomes hydrogen gas. So gas is released. So point to be noted, hydrogen gas is released at where? At cathode. At what? Cathode. Okay, so on a whole, simple setup, nothing difficult to understand here. You have a container with two rods inserted, one is acting like cathode, another is acting like an anode, rods. Okay, and we connect it to a very high voltage, or you can say it as battery. So in the presence of sulfuric acid or some base or some salt, it conducts electricity, and the water breaks down, H2O breaks down as H plus ion and OH minus ions. H plus ions, positively charged, will get attracted towards negatively charged rod. Negatively charged ions will get attracted towards positively charged rod. So at positively charged rod, it loses out the electrons, and these electrons are accepted by the cathode, by the H plus ions at cathode. So the electrons will be flowing like this. Okay, so the electrons which are traveling all along, H plus will accept the electron, and each H plus ion will accept and become hydrogen atom. Two H plus ions accepts two electrons and become hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. This is the point I want you to remember. Alright, so now the very important thing, the second one, is with metals. And these metals, if you remember the reactivity series, okay, what is that? Reactivity series or reactivity series. Reactivity series. Okay, reactivity series. See, I hope you might, in 8th standard there is a series given in your book. 8th standard, I think, 8th or 9th, somewhere I forgot. So in the lower classes there is a series of metals, okay, elements that are given, and I generally make the students to memorize it like this. Angry husband. Okay, just taking a rough space to 1 second, hold on a second, I'll use another page. A mnemonic. So angry husband, angry and caring. Okay, so an angry and caring husband who has a wife. Okay, poor wife. Fine, I'm poor at drawing, so talkative wife also, generally it happens. So this is just a mnemonic. Okay, don't be so serious about all these things, why angry and all. Now the point is this. So he messages something to her, his wife, like I hate you or something like that. Now she's angry and she's not in a mood of talking to him. Okay. And like the very common in movies also you see, like they don't eat. Okay, this fellow comes from the office, and he talks to her, and the statement that he wants to talk to her, that you need to remember. What is that mnemonic is this? I told you the okay relay background into cheppanu. Angry husband messages to his wife, okay, I hate you or something like that, because of mood off in his office or something. He messages to his wife, and she is now very much sad. Okay. And like she is not eating anything till her husband comes home. And as soon as her husband comes home, here is the words he says to his wife. Okay. Although he is angry, he is what? Caring. So caring words. పొట్టిది కదా వీడికంటే ఈ అమ్మాయి పొట్టిగా ఉంది కదా, ఫర్ డయాగ్రామ్. ఓకే. హే పొట్టి, నా కాల్ మెసేజ్ చూసి నిజంగానే ఫీల్ అయ్యి తినలేదా? This is the word that comes out from his mouth. Okay. So what he says is this. Just remember this. A caring husband coming home. Of course he was angry at office. Now he is coming home and saying, hey potti, na call message చూసి ఏం మెసేజ్ చేశాడు? I hate you అని మెసేజ్ చేశాడు కదా. సో for some reason, out of his mood off in his office, or his lunch box lo food సరిగ్గా పెట్టలేదు, for some reason he is angry on her and he messages I hate you. Now for this message, she is not eating anything from the morning, and now in the evening he comes home and he says, a caring husband, and he says, పొట్టి నా కాల్ మెసేజ్ చూసి నిజంగానే ఫీల్ అయ్యి తినలేదా? Okay, remember this. Now what am I trying to say is, I wanted you to memorize the reactive series. Okay, what is that reactive series? Potti or potassium, na sodium, call message, choosy or choosy, c carbon. Okay, carbon we don't have, so metals we don't talk about that. So choosy, nizangane. Okay, I'll explain it here itself. Potti, potassium, na sodium, call calcium, message mg, choosy c. Okay, c we don't talk about this one, just this is not a metal, so ikkada manaku avasaram ledu. But this is what we have to remember about reactivity series. Okay, reactivity series. పొట్టి నా కాల్ మెసేజ్ చూసి నిజంగానే ఫీల్ అయ్యి తినలేదా? సో నిజంగానే, జంగానే ఐ జస్ట్ మేడప్, ఇట్ ఈస్ జింక్. ఓకే, నిజంగానే జింక్. ఓకే, ఫీల్ అయ్యి తినలేదా? టిన్ లేదా లెడ్. Okay, so potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, we don't talk about this. Zinc, iron, tin, lead. So this is what I want you to remember in the reactivity series. It is just a funly mnemonic I want you to memorize. If you can make out your own, very good. Ultimately మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి అనేది నాట్ ద వే. ఓకే, గుర్తుందా లేదా అనేది పాయింట్. ఓకే, సో ఆన్ ఏ హోల్ ద పాయింట్ ఇస్ దిస్. పొట్టి ఆర్ నా కాల్ మెసేజ్ చూసి ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్, నిజంగానే ఆర్ జంగానే, ఫైన్. దెన్ ఫీల్ అయ్యి తినలేదా? Okay, apart from this we can also add some more. See, the girl's response is also there. Okay, not much necessary as if now. What is that is ha కొంచెం ఆగు బంగారం పెడతా or platinum. I'm just making out. Okay, just a makeup. What are the elements ante coinage metal? So copper, silver, gold, platinum. Okay, her response is what? Angry wife's response is ha కొంచెం ఆగు బంగారం పెడతా నీకు కూడా ఫుడ్, where there is no food. Okay, fine. Bottom line is what? ఇదంత అవసరం లేదు. I want you to memorize this as of for hydrogen and its elements. If you wanted to listen again, pause my video, get back, read it again. Ultimately you have to memorize the elements, that's the point. Okay, so on a whole I can say like these elements and these elements or these metals, I group them as very reactive. So in the series that I have shown here, these are the reactivity series. They are very much highly reactive, vigorous reactive, highly reactive. These fellows are least or not least, moderately reactive, moderate reactive. And these ones are least reactive, least reactive. Okay, so these are moderate, very beginnings, that is potassium, sodium, very 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 much highly reactive. Okay, so on a whole my point is this: potassium, sodium, I group them as very reactive, very reactive. Calcium, magnesium and zinc, okay, these fellows, even aluminum also comes here. So these fellows I name it as moderate reactive, moderate. Okay, and iron, tin, lead, there is also like you can add some more, that is copper also can be added, because for some reason we can see like some elements. So this one has least reactive. And you have not at all reactive, that is gold, silver and platinum, very much least reactive, అంటే ఇంకా almost not reactive అని చెప్పుకోండి. So all in whole I can divide the reactivity series as 3 categories: very reactive, moderately reactive, very least reactive. For very reactive, always remember this: at room temperature also, even at room temperature. Okay, okay, just before I talk about this point, I wanted to highlight another important point here: how the generalized reaction of metals is. Any metal when treated with water will form metal oxide plus hydrogen gas. Okay, generally metal oxide plus hydrogen gas. With the most reactive elements we find metal hydroxide. Okay, so let's see that. And the condition is this: at room temperature, since they are already very reactive, they are so much so very reactive that even at room temperature they can react. For example, sodium plus water forms sodium hydroxide plus H2 gas. This is one reaction. The second reaction, potassium, if I take potassium plus H2O, will form KOH plus H2 gas. This is happening on where? At room temperature only. Even at room temperature is sufficient for the reaction to take place. But this fellow, let's say for moderate అంటే ఏంటి? They are not interested. So వీళ్ళకి ఏం చేయాలి? For these elements we have to provide heat. కొంచెం వేడి సెగ తగలాలన్నమాట. ఓకే, కొంచెం సెగ తగిలితే అప్పుడు కొద్దిగా రియాక్ట్ అవుతారు. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ అదర్ వర్డ్స్ సెగ తగలడం అంటే ఇన్ అదర్ వర్డ్స్ ఇట్ ఇస్ వాట్? హీటింగ్. సో దిస్ వన్, on heating only, on heating they react. So for example, if I talk about zinc plus water will form zinc oxide plus H2. Okay, don't forget this is the general equation. Only for very reactive you find sodium oxide, actually sodium oxide form అవుతుంది, మళ్ళీ it reacts with the hydrogen and form sodium hydroxide. Okay, so don't stop with sodium oxide. Sodium oxide is also reactive and form sodium hydroxide. Okay, so but these fellows మనం ఆల్రెడీ హీట్ సప్లై చేస్తుంటేనే ఇది అవుతుంది. Okay, so zinc oxide plus hydrogen. Same example you can give with magnesium. Mg plus H2O gives MgO plus H2. Okay, on and on, calcium. And then I'm talking about least reactive. What do you expect? It is very reactive, so even at room temperature it can happen. It is moderate reactive, so I have to heat this. If you shouldn't ఇంకా least reactive, so not just heating. In other words, I should provide steam. Okay, steam must be there, plus the metal should be red hot metal. రెడ్ హాట్ మెటల్. ఇన్ అదర్ వర్డ్స్, మెటల్ని బాగా వేడి చేసి ఉండాలి. ఫస్ట్ బాగా హీట్ చేసి బాగా వేడికి ఎంత వేడి అంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ బికమ్ ఎ రెడ్ హాట్ మెటల్. ఆ టైంలో కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ స్టీమ్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్ the normal water, cold water is also sufficient. In this case hot water, in this case steam. Okay, steam అంటే ఆవిరి. ఇంకా only at that case only these fellows will react. So in other words, we can say that these elements, for example iron plus H2O. What is this H2O? In the form of steam, don't forget, steam. So H2O will form Fe3O4 plus hydrogen gas. Okay, and same you can give another example with silicon or lead or whatever. Okay, so on a whole, the point is this. Okay, I have told here with water the three reactions, and another one is, since the place is not there, with water there is also another one, that is with reaction with alkali and alkaline earth metal hydrides. What is that? Metal hydrides. Okay, so reaction with alkaline and alkaline earth metal hydrides. What are alkaline? First group elements. What are alkaline earth? Second group elements. సో వాటి యొక్క మెటల్ ఆటమ్సే కదా ఈ రెండు, మెటల్ హైడ్రైడ్స్ అనమాట. అండ్ జస్ట్ నౌ ఐ హ్యావ్ టోల్డ్ యూ హైడ్రైడ్ ఆల్వేస్ సిగ్నిఫైస్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ హెచ్ మైనస్. ఇందాక చూసాం కదా హైడ్రైడ్. సో హైడ్రైడ్ రిమెంబర్ దిస్ hydride always signifies in the form of H minus ion. Okay, so reaction with alkaline or alkaline earth metal hydrides, water ni వీటితో రియాక్ట్ చేస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? ఫస్ట్ లెట్ మీ టేక్ అబౌట్ ఆల్కలైన్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ NaH on treating with water. So as I already said, this is the metal hydride, first group elements. So ఎలా ఉంటుంది ఇది? Na plus H minus. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ NaCl ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా ఎలా ఉంటుంది? Na plus and Cl minus ఈ విధంగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, లైక్ KCl కూడా ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా K plus Cl minus, అయానిక్ కాంపౌండ్ కదా. సేమ్ వే దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ అయానిక్ బాండ్. సో Na plus H minus. So water, if you remember, when I was talking about water, I used a word amphiprotic. ఆక్సైడ్స్ మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు 5 ఆక్సైడ్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు amphiprotic అని చెప్పాను నేను. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? విచ్ కెన్ లూజ్ అవుట్ H plus and also OH minus. Okay, depending upon the necessity, right? So which can not OH minus, which can lose out H plus or which can accept H plus, that is amphiprotic. So water is a amphiprotic. So here it can lose out H plus ion and H minus ఇక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుంది. So H plus and OH minus ఈ రెండు ఇక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుంది, వాటర్లో నుంచి H plus n. So this one Na plus H minus, what do you expect to form? What do you expect to form? Na plus will go with OH minus as NaOH. Then H minus H plus will form as hydrogen gas. Okay, so alkaline or alkaline metal hydrides అనగానే it is the substance is releases H minus ions. వాటర్లో నుంచి H plus ions, they both will form together as H2 gas, and the rest is formed as NaOH. Okay, same goes with the alkaline earth metals also. I'll give one example. For example, calcium hydride, let's say CaH2 plus H2O will form CaOH twice plus H2. Okay, so this is what the reactions that are involved with water. Okay, next, metals. Alright, for metals we'll discuss in the next video. Okay, as of now, summarizing for today's class that we have seen, we have started with hydrogen, the points, the basic points that you must be discovered by what is that inflammable air. It is called as, hydrogen is called as inflammable air, and Lavoisier, there is also another name but not necessarily, inflammable is enough. Lavoisier gave the word hydrogen, which is meaning of this and present in both combined and as well as free form. Most of the hydrogen composition is present in 90% of hydrogen is in sun's atmosphere. Okay, then we spoke about the position of hydrogen, five things which are supporting to be as first group as well as 17th group. And then we spoke about the preparation methods, and in the preparations we have many actually. The first I have started with water, and second was metals, and tomorrow I'll discuss about the metals. And with water also I have summarized it like this: electrolysis of water, acidified H2O. Electrolysis ante take a beaker, put two rods, perform the current, and excuse me, hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. Okay, reactivity of metals, I told you to memorize a mnemonic I used. So this is the mnemonic. Go through the mnemonic, potti na call message chusi nizangane feel ayi tinleda. Okay, so that was the mnemonic I asked you to memorize. And if that is the case, this is the order: very reactive, moderate, least reactive, very reactive. Even at room temperature it happens. Moderate ki koncham heat taglichali, least reactive ki heat to paatu steam and red hot metal. Clear. And after that we have another that is alkaline metals and alkaline earth metals, hydrides. What యొక్క hydrides, hydride అంటే H minus ion, H minus ion from metal hydride with water will form the base and hydrogen gas. So this is a summary, and in the next class we'll talk about the metals and some other methods of preparations. As of now, stay home, stay safe, and keep revising the things. You must have a track of all the reactions. We have just started, so don't be lazy. Take the notes, do prepare the notes, and have a glance at the reactions then and there while you brush your teeth, before you get to your bed, wake up from your bed. Okay, just keep revising the things what are the reactions that you might have studied. Okay, strictly speaking, వేరే బుక్స్లో అయితే కనుక విత్ వాటర్ ఓన్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ స్టడీడ్ 1 2 3 4 5 6 రియాక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చింటాడు అనమాట, 6 డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్, బట్ ఆల్ టుగెదర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ వన్ వాటర్. Okay, so that's how you can make the study simple. Fine, so study well and stay focused. Okay, see you in the next class.